Post-secondary brewing.
I'm Brian Donahue. I'm the Director of Economic Development for the City of Portsmouth. It's my pleasure to welcome you all here this afternoon to the ribbon cutting and official grand opening for Post-Secondary Brewing. We are so excited to have a new business opening its doors here again on High Street, and one that's going to offer some fantastic brews that I've been learning about this afternoon. I can't wait to sample myself here at some point. But we really do value the investment that Susan and Topher Slater have made here in the city of Portsmouth with Post-Secondary. We're looking forward to having you being a member of our business community for years going forward. I think this business, again, just represents all the fantastic things that are happening throughout the city of Portsmouth and in the Old Town business community. We have experienced historic occupancy levels here over the last few years, and we see that continuing to be the case. And again, this business, I think, represents why Portsmouth is the smart move for small businesses in our community. I would like to introduce the Honorable Mayor Shannon Glover, who is here today and will be making remarks. Following that, Mr. Slater is going to make some remarks, and then we're going to cut the ribbon officially to open the doors to Post-Secondary. So, Mayor Glover, if I could ask you to come forward, please.
Thanks, Brian. Wow, it's always a fun time being mayor to do these kinds of events. One of the things that I take pride in is that as a representative of the city, I get to come out and support wonderful people like Christopher and Susan, in achieving their dreams. And I was talking to them a little bit earlier about their background, how'd you start this thing, and learning about what really went into putting this thing together. And I learned a couple of things, of course, about Chris, that he had been in brewing for 15 years. And he said it's kind of probably like, I took away, it was probably more like a hobby to him, but it wasn't a hobby because he committed so much that now we're here. And I read in the information that for Susan, they had to find a place that they could extend or continue their date nights. Is that true? Okay, so this is a good place for a date night. And I just like to share those kinds of stories because I think a community is all about the stories that the people that live in it represent. And much like these two individuals, they decided to follow a dream, to make a commitment. Interestingly enough, I was just talking to your mother, okay? And I have a mother too, so I know how that goes. And I was listening to her and she said, Mayor, and I hope I'm not putting out any family secrets or telling on you. Mom, where you at? There she is. She said, Mayor, I'm so proud of, Christopher and Susan. When they opened this place, they opened it up with no debt. And I'm like, wow, that's cool. And Christopher and Susan did most of the work in here. And for me, that's a huge thing because those of you who may know me, I kind of like building things outside of being the mayor and doing my business. I kind of like building things. And when you build something, you take a different pride in the creation of that. And so when they said that to me and when their mom shared that with me, I was thinking, I understand now what this whole, and I'd like to know more about the post-secondary brewing. I know there's a story behind that. I think of post-secondary, I think of continuing education, right? Perhaps there's something there, teaching or whatever. But in any event, I'm grateful that you guys are here. I have some prepared remarks and I'll share some of them with you all because I don't want to take too much time because it's not my day, it's your day. Today we gathered here to celebrate a significant milestone, the grand opening of our newest brewery here in the great city of Portsmouth. With the cutting of this ribbon, we symbolically mark the birth of a place that will bring people together, ignite creativity, and craft exceptional brews for all to enjoy, Chris. As you already know, a brewery is more than just a building or a production facility. It is a vibrant hub of craftsmanship, passion, and even a place for community. And I can truly feel that in this place. It is a place where the art of brewing transcends mere science and transforms it into an experience that tantalizes the senses and sparks good conversation. Now, I don't know about all of that, but I'd like to try some of that brew out to see if all those things can come out. I know that you guys wanted to create, this date night place, and I know you wanted to create this experience right here in downtown Portsmouth, and we're grateful for that. Post-secondary brewing is a result of the dedication and hard work of this talented team, and we are proud that their hearts and souls are perfecting their craft right here in Portsmouth. But this brewery, once again, is more than just a brewing place for exceptional beer. It's about fostering a sense of community, creating a space where friends, family of all backgrounds can come together, connect, and forge lasting memories. And I shared with Chris and Susan, they have my alma mater's flag on the wall, so they've already started in a good place, right? This will be a place where stories are shared, laughter echoes through the building, and bonds are formed over the shared love of a great beer. We should never underestimate the power of great tasting beer has to bring to people together. It breaks down barriers and builds bridges. To the owners, Chris, Susan, we thank you for your investment and the confidence in our city. May this new chapter, be filled with joy, success, and endless opportunities. Cheers. Cheers to post-secondary brewing, spirit of community, and all of the memories we're going to create here together. Thank you guys for letting me be a part of your momentous occasion. And on behalf of the Portsmouth City Council and all of our citizens, we wish you the best.
I believe, Topher, you had some remarks you were hoping to make, or we'd like for you to make. Come
on. I do want to thank the city and the city in general and the mayor for being supportive of us. So we're first-time business owners, and this has been it's been a struggle just to learn all the steps and all the ways in and out of getting this put together. But the city, we really felt like the city was at our back. They supported us the whole way. Every time we had questions, there was always answers. And they just helped us. We felt like we really had a pathway here with the people downtown, the zoning, the permits, the inspections, like everything went really well. And I felt like they were really trying hard to win our hearts. And they did. They did that very, very much so. But it's like a little closer to home. I want to thank my family. My wife, Susan, here. Like the mayor said, I did the build out. But during that time, she ran my family. I mean, it was a year-long process. And my kids, I have 3 kids, and for her to take care of all of that, to manage the family like 90%, and for my kids, for giving up sections of their lives, like vacations and weekends where I couldn't be there for them, it was a lot for me. I'm grateful to my family for just being so supportive of our shared dream of having this space for everybody to come and hang out in. And I want to thank Chris Shelton. He stepped up early on in our process and pulled us in and gave us his wisdom and his time to make sure that we were successful in getting the build out done. And I don't know if we would have gotten here as fast as we did without his support. The space was partially because of him. He had a person online who already knew the space, and just like everything about this was partially him to blame. He did a lot for me. He was very close. He's been very supportive, and his business expertise has gone a long way to help us feel more confident in the decisions that we're making along the way. So I'm very grateful to you, Chris. and my extended family. My parents, they're here as well. They've always been they stepped in whenever we needed them. Like when Susan was busy and I had to come here and work, my parents were always there. They live in Deep Creek, and they would step in and manage the kids when we couldn't do that. And just anything we needed, just support and, appraise and just coming by and checking out, see how things were going. It was great to have their support along the way. So I'm grateful for them as well. And I'd be remiss without thanking one of my fellow teachers, Judd Sarver. He was the guy who taught me how to brew 15 years ago. So I need to give him a shout out because if it wasn't for him, I would have thought beer was just something you pull out of a tap and not something you actually create. So he got the wheels rolling for me and got me in love with the craft. And so I'm thankful for him as well. Yeah.
What's behind the name?
So the name, okay, post-secondary, it kind of loosely translates into what are you doing after school, right? Like going on to college, going to the military, going on to a trade school, going into the workforce, whatever it is. For me, what I do after school is I make beer, okay? The other side of that is in the fermenting process, there's a primary fermentation and a secondary fermentation. And before the secondary fermentation, we call it wort. That's the sugary mixture that we use for making the beer. After the secondary fermentation is where we actually call it beer. So post-secondary, it's beer. Pre-secondary, it's wort. So it's the first time we call it beer. So that's kind of the double entendre in there. Yeah. But thank you all for coming in.
When I'm drinking my beer, do I say this is my what was the first word?
Wort.
This is my word.
No. If you were drinking wort, it'd be like drinking a soda. It'd be sugar water. Yeah. Hoppy sugar water, not super great. I mean, well, some people might like it. I mean, hop water's a thing, but But yeah. So thank you all for coming in. I don't know if there's any closing remarks.
No? I think you've done
Okay.
I think you've done a fantastic job. Susan, do you have any remarks that you'd like to share? No. Well, thank you for your remarks and the education as well. I think we now understand how the whole brewing process works, which is fitting given your background as a teacher and educator. So, but again, we want to thank you for your investment, your choice to do it in Portsmouth, and we want to welcome you and your family to the Portsmouth family. So with that, we're going to ask everybody to gather here, family and friends. We're going to get the ribbon out, and we're going to cut the ribbon and officially open your doors for business. All right.